Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Dana Banana, and today I'm showing you my Budge Proof, does that sound right? Yeah, I think so. Budge Proof foundation routine with drugstore products. There we go. I am a huge promoter of drugstore products, any and all drugstore products. If you're not new here, you know that I love my drugstore products, and I don't believe you should have to spend a crap ton of money to get reliable, nice looking makeup. That's what I did. Everything on my face is drugstore. My eyes are not. I actually use, but I don't do my eye makeup in this at all. I used my new Makeup Geek shadows and I'm still loving them. In case you're curious, probably by next week I will make a video showing you guys what shadows I would recommend for a 4-pan and 9-pan palette if you're still interested in that. If you guys want to see how I got this face makeup on my face and what products I use and what I recommend for a long-lasting face, then just keep on watching. So first I'm going to start off by talking about what I like in my skincare routine that I feel like has helped a lot with the way my foundation looks and lasts. So a while ago I got a Dr. Brandt, is that how you say it? I think I'm saying that right. I got a couple samples from that brand from Sephora, and they had it was a Microdermabrasion facial scrub, and I used all of the sample and I was in love with it. It transformed my skin, and then I looked it up to see how much it was, and holy cow. Yes, I probably would have paid for it if they didn't have any other options. It was somewhere around $80 for a full size, and that is just ridiculous to me. Skincare is very, very important, but I don't think you should have to spend an arm and a leg to get good products. So I did some research and I was looking for dupes for that, and I found this one. It's called BLISS Micro Magic Skin Renewing Microdermabrasion Scrub. This right here, and this is, I believe, $15 at Ulta, and it had really good reviews, and a lot of people said it was a dupe for the Dr. Brandt one. So I got this, and I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I honestly feel like it has done the same thing for my skin that the high-end version did. I haven't compared the ingredients. I don't know, you know, I haven't went that in depth with it, but I can tell you that it works well for my skin, doesn't break me out, and I notice I only use it 2 to 3 times a week. I just feel like my skin has done so much better. It's been doing a lot better. Makeup goes on smoother. It's just, if you are looking for something along these lines, then, because it's like an exfoliator, but it's very, very fine. I don't know. I can't describe it. I don't know how to describe it, but it is so refreshing. It kind of has a minty smell to it. It's so nice, and I feel like it's done a lot for my skin. So if you're in the market for something like this, I would check it out. Just double check the ingredients, make sure you're not allergic to anything, but I am obsessed. I'm really bad about talking about skincare because I don't know much about it, but I can tell you that this works for me. So, and then I already moisturized, and I talk about this in almost every single video. It's the Palmer's Coconut Oil Coconut Water formula, but honestly, I think everyone should try it, but whatever a moisturizer you like for your skin, obviously. I always moisturize, and then we will get into the actual makeup products. This primer that I'm going to use, obviously use the primer that you like, use whatever works for you, but if you are looking for a suggestion, okay, so I've been liking the E.L.F. Jelly Primer, but I was informed by a subscriber, thank you for this, that it is limited edition. So at the perfect time that I was upset when I found out that it was limited edition, Koki sent me a refill for my Smooth Glow Primer that I love so much from them, but they also sent me blurring primer. So I normally don't go for blurring primers, mainly because I kind of feel like my makeup just kind of slides all over my face when I wear them, and also some blurring primers break me out really bad, like the Tatcha Silk Canvas, is that what it's called? A few other blurring primers do break me out, but this one, I was going to test it out. I just wanted to see the formula of it, and it's a completely different formula than most blurring primers that I've ever used. It's a gel, not gel-like, it's pretty liquidy, but it is kind of gel. It feels moisturizing, but then when it dries down, it's not really, it's not tacky. It's not like the jelly primers that I normally use. I honestly feel like it does an incredible job at blurring my face. The main reason I liked this, so I just wore it one day just to test it out. Like, I wasn't filming or anything. It was just me and my husband were taking my dog to the park. Just kind of, it was just a Saturday chill. I wasn't stressed about my makeup or anything. I just wanted to test it out just to see how it would work with my skin. Didn't have high hopes because blurring primers scare me. So I tried this and oh my god. So the first foundation I tried it with was my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. And the first day that was the Saturday that I tried it, and after about 8 hours, I just couldn't stop looking at my face. I do love the Healthy Foundation, but I've never, like, I really like the way my skin looks with it, but there was just something different about it this time. So then I started trying to use it with other foundations. I tried it with my favorite Kokie HD foundation, and I tried it with my Too Faced Do You foundation. Same thing. I do have more large pores in this area. That's very common, and they just weren't, they're still there and still slightly visible, but not nearly as much as they normally are. And I'm just so impressed with this primer. Oh yeah, I used it with my one of my favorite Wet n Wild foundations, and I love that foundation, but sometimes after, if it's hot and humid outside, it kind of starts to break up around here, and I didn't have any of that when I wore this primer. And honestly, that was the only thing I had changed in my routine, was that primer. And let's just say this is my new favorite primer. I can't stop using it. I haven't even opened the Smooth Glow primer, the one that I love so much, because I'm so obsessed with this one. I'll go ahead and read what it says on the back. It says, this jelly-like hybrid primer combines a primer, toner, and serum to provide oil-free hydration while blurring the appearance of pores and fine lines. And I truly think it does that. I'm gonna keep using this. I'll keep you guys updated, but so far, this is so necessary in my makeup routine now. With these two new products, I just feel like my skin, my foundation has just been top notch lately. Now let's move on to foundation. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use today. So I chose the Flower Light Illusion foundation. This is one of my favorite drugstore foundations. I have a lot of drugstore foundations that I love. The Kokie HD, the Maybelline Superstay, Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible. There's quite a few that I always rave about. I don't talk about this one that often, but I really do like it, and I think it might be a decent shade for me. And I haven't tried it with this primer yet, so this is in the shade Natural Beige M1. And this is, oh, it's a little light. I don't know, it might match my neck. This one really is good for all day wear, in my opinion. I've never had any issues with it budging or separating or anything. Nice little foundation. Nice little foundation. It's not little. That bottle has lasted me a while, but foundations do last me a while because I have so freaking many. It's unreal. I need to go through them soon. I will always use a sponge. I always use sponges. They're my favorite. This one is my #1 favorite. It's the E.L.F sponge. I always have it linked down in the description. It's the perfect softness, firmness, size. I love this sponge so much. Like I said, I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera, but just the way my skin looks with any foundation with this primer looks so nice on my skin. My pores look nearly non-existent right there. Another thing that I do, I haven't done this in a while. I used to do it a lot and I don't know why I stopped doing it, but when I do want, especially if it's an all-day wear kind of thing, like Mardi Gras is coming up, you need all-day wear for that if you're in Louisiana or if you celebrate it somewhere else. I used to do this and it worked really well. Don't know why I stopped, so I'm doing it again today. I spray my setting spray after my foundation and then I let it dry, then do my powder and everything else, and then spray, setting spray again. So I am using, I actually like this. I mentioned it. I was trying it for the first time the other day in a video and I wasn't too sure about it. I just picked it up when I was in a pinch, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set Spray, and I actually really like this, so that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to let that dry and then we'll move on to the powder. That's dry now, and for powder I'm going to use the Maybelline Super Stay. Honestly, at this point I feel like I've used all the products that I feel really make my makeup last. This is just a favorite powder of mine, whatever powder you like, whichever works for you. This is my second time buying this and almost using it up completely. It's definitely my favorite drugstore powder. It's good on my dry skin, but it also, I do sometimes get oily in my T-zone and it keeps that under control. It's just a really nice, inexpensive powder. But if you have any favorite powders, drugstore powders, please comment them down below. I would like to try out some new ones. Also, favorite drugstore bronzers. The bronzer I'm using today is this one is not sold anymore. The Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer in Ready to Go. I think they still have Vivid Baked bronzers, maybe just not this shade. I don't know what it is about baked products. They just last so well on me, really well. Longer than any other products. For blush, Makeup Revolution's baked blushes, Milani's baked blushes last on me longer than any other blushes. Baked highlighters, just baked products, I don't know what it is. I read something one time that they use less of something, so they tend to be more pigmented. I don't remember. Whatever it is works well on me. So I'm just a huge fan of baked products. And they are, the only thing is that most of the time they're not fully matte if you are wanting something matte, but it's not, it doesn't have like a shimmer to it. It's just a slight sheen, which does not bother me at all. I feel like it makes my skin look even better. I'm just a huge baked product fan, but I'm not a fan of baking. Baking in the kitchen or on my face. Baking just makes me look way more creasy and older than I actually am, and it just does not look good on my skin. I really don't think baking is necessary for people with dry skin, maybe oily skin, but even then, I don't know. I think baking was kind of just like a trend. I guess, I wonder if Kim Kardashian still bakes. Can I start a petition for Makeup Revolution to bring back this bronzer, because this is the best bronzer I've ever used. I just love it so much. I also really like the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer, but that's not drugstore. But honestly, this is like holy grail of mine. And then just like with bronzer, I'm going to use a baked blush, and it's the Milani baked blush in 01 Dolce Pink. I need more shades of this. I want a more peach shade and a deeper shade too. But same as the bronzer, it's not full-on matte. It's got a tiny bit of a sheen to it, but it's not a shimmer. It's just makes the skin look a little bit more glowy. So nice. Oh man. Clear gloss what's new. I hope it's not too dark in here. It's kind of starting to get dark outside. So for highlighter, I haven't popped into this one for a while. The Revolution Pro HD Amplified Get Baked palette. Baked products, of course. The Soph X Revolution palette, the highlighter palette that I'm obsessed with. That's all I use pretty much. A lot of the highlighters I use in there are also baked. I love those as well. I highly suggest you check that out if you haven't already. I'm going to go in with this one, obviously my favorite shade. It's in the shade Call. And then after that, last step is more setting spray. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful if you're looking for new drugstore products that are good in those necessary situations where you need long-lasting makeup. Also, this is, for me, it has been photography friendly, flash friendly. I didn't use any white powders or anything like that. The Maybelline Superstay powder photographs well. This Flower Beauty foundation photographs well. All of the foundations that I've loved that are drugstore all photograph really well. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe and give this a thumbs up, and also hit the notification bell so you are notified anytime I upload, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!